Here are my predictions for week 5 of the Premier League. Bournemouth play Brighton on Friday night football at 8 p.m. I'm going for a Bournemouth 2-0 home win. Bournemouth don't have any points yet, but they're playing at home and I fancy them up against new boys Brighton to finally get some points on the board. I'm going for 2-0 to Brighton. Moving on to Saturday's games, the early game is Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Crystal Palace new manager Roy Hodgson has come in. They're the team I've chosen to follow for this Premier League season. I considered changing my team, but I put it out to a Twitter vote and it came out 50-50. My sister came up with the deciding vote and she said I have to stick with them. So in Roy we trust, and I'm going for new manager syndrome, a 1-0 home win to Crystal Palace. Moving on to the rest of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. Huddersfield are at home to Leicester. I'm going for a Leicester 1-0 away win. Huddersfield have been doing really well this season, but I just think that their early season bubble is going to burst in this game. Liverpool home to Burnley. Burnley have started really well this season. Liverpool seem to struggle against the teams outside the top 6 or 7, and this is going to be another one where they're going to struggle, I think. 1-1 in that game. Newcastle home to Stoke. Stoke have got some good players. Newcastle struggling a little bit. I'm going Newcastle 1, Stoke 2 for that game. Watford are home to Man City. Fancy Man City to carry on their recent good form. 3-1 to Man City for that game. West Brom host West Ham. West Ham are struggling, but it's away from home, so fancy West Ham to get a point out of that. West Brom looking all right this season. Let's see how they go on. 1-1. And in the evening game, 5:30, it's Tottenham versus Swansea. I fancy Tottenham to roll over Swansea quite easily. 3-0 to Tottenham in that game. Moving on to Sunday's matches, it's Chelsea versus Arsenal up first. Quite a big game. Let's see how Arsenal can carry on with it from a good win they had against Cologne in Europe in midweek. But I'm going 2-0 Chelsea. And the last game of the week, it's Manchester United versus Everton. Everton are going to carry on their poor form, I think. I've got Man United 3-0 in that game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me have your scores, predictions. You can check out my website, mrpsd80.com/PPL to see how I get on, and check there every week for my score predictions. And I'll see you for the next game week.